Achieving financial independence often hinges on generating passive income, which allows earnings with minimal ongoing effort after the initial setup. Key sources of passive income include real estate, where purchasing rental properties provides steady cash flow through tenant management and property upkeep. Investing in dividend stocks also offers consistent income, as companies distribute portions of their profits to shareholders. Online businesses present another avenue, generating revenue from digital products, affiliate marketing, and content creation. Additional sources such as peer-to-peer lending and royalties from intellectual property diversify income streams. Real estate strategies require substantial initial investment, market understanding, and diligent management for long-term benefits. Successful investors focus on education, planning, and building a robust team. Ultimately, passive income brings financial stability, accelerates the achievement of financial goals, and opens the door to early retirement, guiding individuals toward greater financial freedom and security.
So maybe we can just start with like a quick round, starting with Michael. What do you believe is the most accessible source of passive income for a beginner, and why?
It's funny, when I think about this question, it actually goes back to living below your means. And what do I mean by that? All of us, in order to get passive income, this foundation, this financial base, you have to have seeds. And for most of us, myself included, that meant I had to go work a job, right? Just over broke, as was said earlier. I had to find a way to create discretionary or disposable income, money left over at the end of the month, that then I could stack and ultimately buy assets that would produce, passive income, cash flow, and ultimately the ability to hold those long term, right? That's what I did for 15 years, because I was working 60, 80, 100 hours a week. That was the only option I have. Now, I happened to retire at 45, find online, right? I wrote a book, produces thousands of dollars a month. I have a YouTube channel, thousands of dollars a month, courses, same thing, affiliate marketing. So I don't think it's ever been easier to do online, side hustles or passive income. I can tell you writing a book is the ultimate passive income. I haven't done anything in 5 years and money still shows up. But as a W-2 employee, Gen X, growing a family, I only had one option, or at least it felt at the time I only had one option, and that was to buy, rental properties and slowly but surely build over years and decades.
MC, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Michael made a lot of great points. I think my answer would be there isn't just one specific one, and there shouldn't be. So I think Michael gave a pretty good just foundational piece of advice for folks that are looking to start is first, you got to fix your economy.
Mm-hmm.
So first you got to make sure, what does the cash flow look like inside of your personal, your business and investment economy? And you got to start with your personal economy. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that there are no cash flow leaks and you have systems in place, a very intentional plan for money flows inside of your own economy. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pipe dream, right? You actually have to take action and do that. So the first thing is get your house in order. Make sure that the cash flows is structured and there's a plan for it inside of your own economy. Fix all the cash flow leaks. Then the second thing is you start with assets that interest you, that inspire you, that really gets you excited. For me, going back now, what is it, 2001? It was real estate. It was single family real estate. So that's just where I started. But I think as you grow and develop, you start to learn more about other assets, which are very, very similar, whether it's businesses, some insurance, digital assets, books, and courses, and more. So I would also just add that when it comes to financial freedom, a big part of what we talk about is financial freedom. And freedom is one thing, but sovereignty is also another thing that we forget about that part. So I always share, and we share in our community and our network, that yes, financial freedom is great. And that is eventually when you have assets that produces income monthly consistently, that pays all the bills and then some, right? But to be actually financially free and sovereign, you have to have diversified income streams. I think the biggest lesson from 2020 for folks, and for me personally, is having diversified income streams, because one could be taken away in a second, and then you just don't want to be just reliant on one. You want to have many of them, and many in different asset classes and different niches. So, and obviously some of them can also be positioned as a hedge, for example, if something happens to one of your other income streams.
So I'm hearing that, spending within your means, having cash to put to work, that's the starting point. Dustin, as we look at, do you have a suggested starting point? And maybe what I want to ask you is, what advice do you give to somebody looking to transition from the 9-to-5 to a passive income world?
For me, what it really comes down to, because I love what both Michael and MC both said. I also love multiple streams of passive income, but I didn't start with multiple streams of passive income. Now I'll get to that in just a second. But now that I have many, many streams, I can't even count how many streams of passive income comes in. They just keep coming in. All these streams flow into my river of income, which is my real estate investing. So that's where I keep the most money. I make the most money. It's generational wealth. I'll literally give it to my kids. They flow into the river, though. And the reason why I say the river is because that's where I make, number one, the most money, and I have the least amount of work come out of my time. Now, if I write a book, I think, Michael, you're 100% right. Books are fantastic. Amazon just sells it for you. But at the same time, you have to keep writing books too. Their passive income is where you work one time and get paid over and over from that one time, but you still got to do some work a little bit here and there on every single stream. Now, if I were to get started all over again, I would find my bread and butter. Now, my personal bread and butter is residential, just like Michael. I love the title, One Rental at a Time. I started in 2006, just buying one after another. And eventually, $500-600 a month in passive income from each property, you have enough money to stop working. But it's hard to start there because people think, well, you have to have a lot of money to get started. If I were to start all over again, I would literally start making money online. That is by far the fastest way to start making passive income. It is so fast, and it generates money very, very quickly. Then I would also personally focus on using that money that I make to get more assets, to make more money in passive income. I literally have 5 businesses now that are passive streams of income for me, but at the same time, it's not like I don't have people do work. I literally have experts. I have people that are great at their job. They do the work, but it's passive for me because it's not my time. So if you build a business that is online, that's a great way to get started. Start generating revenue. Then keep compounding on that. And then I would definitely suggest, once you start making enough money where you can now put it into assets, you hopefully reach financial freedom. And one quick last thing I'll say is financial freedom is just the starting point. It takes the longest to get there. But once you get there, that's the starting part. Then your life takes off because you have 40 plus hours of your life back that you could then put towards your businesses, towards your family, towards your relationships, towards serving other people. Because I find the more people that I serve in this life, the more money I make and the more money other people make, and the better everybody's lives get. So that's what I would do to get started.
I love it. Colton, I don't know if you're the youngest guy here. Your thoughts and any strategies to ensure this continuous growth and scaling of passive income over time?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I'm going to go against the grain here a little bit. To answer your original question about what's most accessible passive income, just from personal experience, when I was 16, my father opened up a brokerage account for me, and I bought a couple shares of American Express, and I received a dividend. There was nothing I had to do besides click buy and wait, and every 3 months I got a dividend. And I think dividends are the most accessible because for as little as whatever it is, $20, $30, you can own a share of a company or an ETF and get paid either monthly distribution or quarterly dividend, whatever it is. Another thing I want to bring up is we are in a digital age, as everyone knows, and technology is always changing. It's advancing. And one thing people need to be open to is also different types of investments out there. I personally have been investing in Bitcoin since 2016, but I don't promote it very often because very few people understand it. They just automatically, push it away. It's a scam. But I think understanding that now that the biggest asset manager in the world is owning it and believes in it, people really need to start taking this stuff seriously. So another form of passive income, maybe this is for the younger generation, but it's really open to anybody, is, again, there's things like crypto staking, where you earn money by verifying transactions on the blockchain. Again, very passive. You click buy and you wait for to come in. But those are very easy ways to get started in investing. It's a brokerage account and it's a couple bucks. When you start building up money, an online business, absolutely, right? Fantastic. You maybe need $1,000 to get started, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, whatever it is. But the ultimate wealth builder, in my opinion, is still real estate, because you get the leverage, you get the appreciation, you get the cash flow, tax write-offs, endless amount of positives. But I believe there is a buildup for that. Me personally, I never made more than 60 grand a year. So it would have taken me 25 to 30 years, most likely, to become financially free in dividends, where it took me 6 years with a combination of dividends and real estate, and 90% of that came from real estate. So I just wanted to throw another little thing out there that dividends are, in my opinion, the most accessible and the easiest and the lowest amount of money required. But the ultimate wealth strategy, I still think, is real estate and then long-term holders of Bitcoin.
MC, you also explore like crypto, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So I actually have researched over 90 different passive income generating cash flow niches, and I featured them in a book series that I wrote. There's 3 books already published. There's a 4th one on the way. So I've looked at all of these different cash flow niches, and like Colton makes a great point. There are so many different things, and just back to what I said, it's all about what you're interested in. And there's so many young people in their, I would say they're 19, 20, 21, they're in college and so forth, that start out. They get pretty excited about crypto because that's kind of their thing, right? It's like when I was just out of college, and during college, it was the internet thing. It was the .com bubble. So everybody was looking to figure out how to start, online businesses and start these buy up a .com and see what happens. So it's the same thing with crypto. I think it's very exciting for young people. And I think like the upward mobility, if you're smart and you really, really, really invest your time and learn and become an investor in crypto, not just a gambler or a speculator. You're not hoping for to hit the next doggy coin or crypto kitty or whatever's out there. If you're actually become a professional and an investor, and you hone your craft and you get better every single day, and you're young and into it, and this excites you, I think the upward mobility that's available there to a generation which largely has completely been rug pulled, right? If you're like 18, 19, 20, 21, you want to talk about a challenge, a mountain to climb to get started, as opposed to other generations. So I think crypto is a great mechanism for upward mobility for folks getting started and excited, and at the right time when this ecosystem is really taking off.
I love it. And I think that part of this, it does point to like what Robert Kiyosaki talks about, owning assets, accumulating assets versus buying things that are going to depreciate over time and not retain any kind of value. And Junaid in the comments shared he never thought about a book as a passive income stream, but it is, right? Because your book can be considered an asset. You write it once and it can be selling over time without you having to write that one book again and again. But then it sounds like MC and others, you guys are writing multiple books because then you're generating multiple streams of income just based on just on those books.
Well, let me add one thing with the books. That stream of income is great, but it's also a great way for people to want to either work with you. Let's say you had an online business. Let's say you're trying to help other people to, like, I have my book, and my books, actually multiple books, they literally help me to reach more people who may want coaching, or they want to come to my conferences that I put on for real estate investing. And so what I like to do is utilize my book. I literally just give it away for free. Now people buy it. I make money from it, which is great, but it's another way for people to find you for whatever else that you're going to be doing. So I love that you can easily write a book, and then at the same time, you get seen as an expert in whatever field it is that you're writing that book on, because, oh, you got a book, but it's so simple, gets you passive income, gets you going, but then it puts you as an expert and hopefully elevates you in whatever else you're going to be doing with your businesses.
Definitely opens up more doors.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to know how you're using your book. So I love it. We definitely have 4 incredible panelists here. I think all 4 of you are real estate investors. So let's go to segment 2, talking about real estate.